Hey, what is going on, everybody? Jerma here with Ridiculous Fishing. This is an iOS device mobile game for the iPad, iPhone, and iPod Touch, and it is a great one. We're going to talk about this, going to break it down in the little gem fashion that you are used to. Now, before the video gets started, I need to address this because there's going to be at least a dozen people in the comments section that are going to say this, and I want to address it before the video even goes anywhere. So, Ridiculous Fishing is not a copy of Ninja Fishing. A lot of you guys that have probably already played that game, Ninja Fishing, there's a lot of controversy surrounding these two games because Ridiculous Fishing, of course, was an old game in 2000, I believe 2010 is when it first came out. And it was a free flash game, you just played it, I think it was called Radical Fishing was the actual title. But Ninja Fishing took inspiration from it and made their own game, and there was a lot of BS surrounding it. Everyone was like, wow, this is a copy, it's kind of like, it sort of reminds me of the DayZ Warzy situation, where the DayZ developers were working on the DayZ standalone, and then the Warzy kind of came along and was like, but look, come play our game, it's like the same thing, but like cool, right? It's sort of that situation, that's the best way I can really describe it. But with all that, I'm not going to go into that any further, this is just to let you know this is not a copy of any game, this is the original, as they say. So Ridiculous Fishing is, as the title suggests, a fishing game. You cast your line into the water, you try to get as deep as possible, and you catch fish. So what you do when you catch the fish is where this game really deviates from many of the fishing games you've probably ever played. When you get to the top of the water, you shoot the hell out of everything you catch. So there are a lot of guns in the game too. There's pistols, machine guns, like laser beams. There's a lot of different upgrades you can get for gun-wise to destroy these fish, some that are more effective than others. But regardless of what you choose for an arsenal, the shooting mechanics are just plain fun. The game feels very polished and refined. There's no real bugs I've found yet that have been like, what the hell just happened? I shot that fish, this is bullshit. Like, that hasn't happened yet. And not to mention the fun, pixelated, retro kind of art style. It just adds more flair to it in general. And real briefly, we'll talk about the actual mechanics of the game, how it plays, how it works. It's a tilt control game. So you hold your iPad, you hold your iPhone straight in the air, and you go side to side to move the lure around. And you don't want to touch anything. When you're going down, this is a big important thing. While you're going down, if you bump into any fish, you're going to start your ascent upwards. So you want to try to get as deep as humanly possible before you try to catch anything. And you can upgrade how deep you can possibly go. And a lot of you guys are probably wondering, Jerma, I just watched you smash into like 100 fish. What do you mean you have to avoid them? You're not doing that. Well, that's specifically because I have a huge amount of upgrades into my fish grinder. What that does is I can activate it by tapping on the screen and holding, and I blend up anything that gets in my way, so I don't have to go up prematurely. The game soft caps you at certain meters that as you get money by shooting the fish, that's how you actually make the money, you can keep upgrading to go lower and lower and lower. And eventually it gets to be quite difficult because in the deep sea, everything is dark and you have to get a lantern, you have to buy the different light upgrades. There's a lot of stuff in this game for as simple as it possibly could be. It's a ton of fun. There's a bunch of areas you can unlock, there's a whole soundtrack, there's a lot of great things about this game, and Vlambeer is a fantastic independent studio, guys, and I would highly recommend you play this game. This is one of the best iPad, iPhone games to come out this year, absolutely guarantee. I can guarantee you that's going to be the case. And it's $2.99 on the App Store. It might seem like a lot of money for a simple game like this, guys, but with the upgrade system, the amount of fun you can have just by sitting there playing. I was in the DMV playing this game for like 2.5 hours, and it was almost like I wasn't even at the DMV. It was fantastic. So that alone is reason enough to pick up a game like this. So go support Vlambeer, guys. They're actually the same people that made Super Crate Box, which is a little gem in its own right. And that's going to wrap up the video. So again, this is a universal app for iOS devices. As long as you have iOS 5.0 or higher, you can play this game. So thank you all so much for watching. Really do appreciate it. I'll see you all next time. And of course, take care, everybody. Little gems.